you hit second tan 1.1106?
48 exactly.
You should get, I have 47.99999999, okay?
What do you do?
Those keys simply undo each other, okay? Tangent of 48 equals this. All right. Okay, well the problem here is you have to enter it first, so you're just going to have to do second tan, and then you have to enter it. 1 point, what was it, 104?
106.
Okay. All right. So the regular tangent, sine, cosine key is used when you know the angle. The function, the second shift, whatever that thing is called on your calculator key, is used when you're looking for the angle. Now in this case, we know the angle. So if we are looking for the value of x, we are actually going to tell our calculator what this says. 10 times tangent 48. Everybody do that on your calculator. 10 times tangent 48 equals 11.1. 11.1. Let me make sure you're in the right mode. If you're not in degree mode, it's a little off. They have degree, radian, and something else.
In degree,
You're in radian, which is why you're a little off. Now you're in degree mode. Try it again. 10 times tan 48. Should get 1.1 or 11.1. Okay.
So that's your answer? 11.1?
Your answer is, and now notice we rounded, right? So x is approximately 11.1. I don't put equal to because it's not exactly 11.1, but it's really close to it. All right. Another part of your homework assignment is to, you're going to have a picture of a right triangle with some missing pieces, and it says to come up with an equation involving the sine, cosine, or tangent that can be used to find x, which is what we just did right here. So I'm going to look at one example, and we've got let's look at number 25. All right, I know my picture does not reflect and make sense of what these measurements are, but instead of redrawing the picture, okay, this is what you're looking at. You have a right triangle, and this time we don't know the angle measure. We're looking for the angle measure. So you've got to identify the three pieces of the puzzle that you've got here. You've got an angle, you've got hypotenuse, so it's either going to be sine or cosine, and you've got, in reference to this angle, adjacent. So that is cosine. So the equation is the cosine of my angle, which is x, is equal to the adjacent leg, which is 15, over the hypotenuse, which is 36. Now the question is, what do I do on my calculator to figure this out?
Do you reduce it, or?
You don't need to reduce it. This isn't reducible anyway. Well, yeah, it is. 3 goes into, but you don't need to. Okay? Remember, I said if you know the angle measure, you're hitting sine, cosine, tangent. If you're looking for the angle measure, you use your second or shift key first. This represents a decimal, right? So on your calculator, you are actually going to enter, you're going to hit your second or shift key, then you're going to hit your cosine key. You must use parentheses. If you do not include the entire fraction in parentheses, your calculator is going to assume that you're looking for the cosine of 15, and divide that by 36. When in actuality, you're looking for the cosine of the answer to this division problem. So we're going to hit shift
Can I
cosine.
put in 15 like divided by 36?
You can do 15 divided by, or you can do it as a fraction. Use your fraction thing. Either way, it's going to be the same thing. And you hit equals. And you should get 65.4 rounded. So x is approximately 65.4 degrees.
And then you do the Pythagorean theorem. Of course.
If I wanted to, from here, if I wanted to solve for this, I could simply do the Pythagorean theorem to find a solution. Because I know two of the legs. Okay? If you're looking for all parts of a triangle, and let me tell you this. If I started off and said, all right, here's these three things. I want you to find this angle, and I want you to find this side. You always want to start with the original measurements that you were given in calculating something new. I wouldn't want to use a rounded answer to try to find another answer, because then my next answer is going to be a little bit off. You see what I'm saying? Okay. All right, in the next section is where the Pythagorean theorem comes into play. It's asking you to find the other two legs that are missing. Okay? It either gives you an angle and a leg, or it gives you two legs. Where you're given two legs, you can find the third leg by simply using the Pythagorean theorem. All right? So if you look first at, say, number 31. Okay, we have a triangle ABC. And according to the picture of the book and where A, B, and C are located, the small letters representing the lengths of the sides. In number 31, angle A is given to us as 34 degrees, and side A is given to us as 10. And we're asked to find B and C. So in finding B, we are going to look at 34, 10, and B. What function will deal with this angle and these two legs? Tangent. So the tangent of 34 degrees is equal to the opposite over the adjacent. Okay, now I'm going to show you a shortcut. Well, I'm going to show you the long way, but then once you get to this point, you'll be able to know. We have to manipulate the equation in order to get B by itself as a whole number, right? The first thing I would need to do is multiply both sides by B. And what would happen to it over there?
10.
It would cancel, correct? Then with B on this side, how would I get tangent 34 to the other side? I'd have to divide by tangent 34. So as a shortcut, what can you do when your problem starts off with your variable in the denominator? My variable was here, my tangent was here. What can I simply do? Switch them. Now that's not when the variable's in the numerator, only when it's in the denominator. Because that's the process you're going to go through in order to get your variable alone. Now, what do you tell your calculator to figure this out? Do you use your second tangent key or your regular tangent key? Does everyone agree?
Only